Welcome, we're back. We're playing some more Disco Elysium today. Man, oh man, oh man. We just started this Monday, last time. My yesterday, your Monday. And I'm excited to get back into it. I really like this game so far, so let's see what we got here. Progy Frenzy says, I'm just so excited, I can't even come up with a stretch-based intro. You've done so many. I think that you deserve a break, honestly. It's, you know, it's the new year. It's kind of a holiday time, kind of a chill time for a lot of people and businesses. You know, you deserve a break. Let me adjust this camera a little bit. Okay, mic looks good. Secretly, the reason that I ramble on, I mean, I always ramble on, but the reason that I ramble on right now is to check all the sound levels and stuff. Anyway, let's get into it. Bam! Seems okay. White balance on the camera, a little bit different than usual, but seems fine. Right, so last time we were here, we just found this secret door. So let's... Oh, there's the microphone. Let me just... Let me just adjust that real quick. Sorry, I've been fiddling with the setup a little bit. Bam, okay, let's take a look here. Voice maybe a little quiet, but probably fine. Move the mic a little closer. Okay, we're in a secret place. An empty tomb of magnesolum magnesium supplement. Okay, but empty, so that's not useful. A silver plate with traces of bone yellow powder.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine.
Oh!
Sweet amphetamine.
Good.
The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you.
We gotta play this one cool.
There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
I like peer pressuring Kim, but let's just say, someone has taken narcotics here. Perhaps the police should interfere. I like that it rhymes, also.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However...
Oh my god, the ladder.
See that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use.
Let's check it out. Hello! Hey, Rangoet, welcome. We just went in the secret door that we found last time. The poster says, get out of the way or get fucked up. Hey, Arrakis says, hello, it's time for Disco Fever! Welcome back, Happy New Year, Arrakis. Cured pig's head, it looks mummified. That's still good eating, though. Oh, what's this? Take the money. Happy New Year to me as well. Oh, thank you. Okay, we got a secret ladder. We got Kim. That's it. Araki says, I played some of this game and I don't remember much at all. That's kind of fitting, though, because you know, you're playing sort of an amnesiac detective, so it's a bit perfect. Man, we're investigating a murder. There's a man who is hanging up from a tree. We know a little bit, but not very much about it. ATM. Where are we going? Oh, there's little stairs. Or a little slope? A little way I can go? No, he's just A-starring over there. Okay, fine. This doorway is going to collapse soon. That's fine. That seems safe for me. Ah, thank you for the sub, Arrakis. Arrakis says, I assume you didn't die to the fan in the first room if you're this far. I did not know that you could die to the fan in the first room. No, not yet. Take the grand coupon. Show me what that is. Grand Ocuron. This postcard depicts an ill-advised residential area overlooking the Jamrock Quarter. 13-story buildings line the hillside like sarcophagi, an ominous fog already rising from behind. These are the last boom years. In 39, the project fails catastrophically, wow, leaving behind an opiate and hepatitis B-infested slum. Araki says, when you get your tie off the ceiling fan, if you roll poorly, you just die immediately. And Araki says, when I played, I also died to sitting down in a chair that was too uncomfortable. We've managed to avoid these perilous perils so far. But we'll see if we can keep that going. Take that money. I got a big bar tab I gotta pay off, so anything helps, really. Can I walk up here? Oh, I can. Okay, we got another healing item. Some more money. There's a lot of loose change up on this roof. But I'm okay with that. That's a door. It's not where we came from, right? Because we came from a little trap door. let's hop down. It's a little bit hard to tell where on this painting I'm allowed to walk, but that's okay. We're doing okay. I want that jacket. No? I want to look at the water tower here, or the cistern, or whatever it is. But I am forbidden from doing so. Okay. I can look at the jacket from up there. Alright, let's do it. What can I tell you about our guy? Our guy is slightly more sort of mentally and emotionally focused rather than physically.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here.
Look, Lieutenant, someone left his coat behind.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment.
How rude.
You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
You know what? I'm doing it. Very low, 3%. I mean, if you think about it, that's a pretty good. That's not that bad. I mean, that's like a 1 in 30 something chance. You know, it's not as bad as it seems. What? Let's look
The
around.
wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard.
Kim, I need you to operate the crane and lift me up on my
The look in
collar.
his eyes is a mix of the engineer-like interest and the wonder of a 6-year-old seeing a horse for the first time.
You know what? Let him have the moment of wonder.
His eyes trace the crane's contour as if trying to memorize its majestic shape. Then he notices your gaze.
Yes, we were in the middle of something. Your cloak.
Yeah. Do you really think that cloak is mine? Should I go for it? Jump? I don't need Kim's advice on this. What exactly are we doing up here?
What are we doing? We're awfully close to breaking into the industrial harbor. They're bound to have information for us.
Got
I
it.
thought that was our intent. Or it could be that we are just exploring.
He looks around, wind rustling his hair.
He's thinking you've forgotten where you are again.
You know what? We're doing it. Ah! That's probably a success. You can do it! No, you baby. Just do it.
Nope, no. That's still too high.
Holy
What will
wow,
you
that's
think?
high. You'd
You're
have to be a
not
total
gymnast.
madman
You're
to
a
jump.
boxer, and you've climbed way too high up there.
Right. I can't do it right now, but I'll make the jump next time.
Sure. Just be careful, okay?
Oh, it hurt
Looks
my
like
health.
You almost strained a muscle there.
I'll strain your muscles, Kim. Okay, let's try instead to go through that door and see if we can just walk there instead of jumping foolishly. So if I go over here. Ringwood says, to this, in perspective, a 1 in 30 chance is more different possibilities than a Bethesda game. Oh man, eat it, Bethesda. Listen, they won the most innovative game award for a reason. I'm very excited to see them do something with, you know, Starfield in the future, where maybe they do like a fantasy version in kind of a Nordic fantasy setting. That would be very cool. I think that would be even more innovative than what we've seen from them so far this year. Okay, I give up. Boop, 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 boop. I'm not brave enough to jump. Yes, that def wasn't a troll. Of course. Friet. Sick. Okay, they spelt it wrong with 3 T's. No. Where's my little thought bubble? Ah. You ever have an idea like that and then you lose it? 3 T's, how idiomatic. These barrels are half full of rainwater, or half empty if you're feeling pessimistic. Rangoat says, I can't wait till they do Starfield 2 with dragons and where the final boss is just another dragon who plays the exact same. Oh my gosh, the level of innovation at that point might be too much for me. but I'm here for it. I at least want to see where they go with it. All right, so that didn't quite do what we needed. There is a weird pig head in here, so we got that going for us. I think we got to come back here when we're better at jumping and things. We should check what skill we needed. There's the footprints, there's the body. We'll go peer around a little bit. Maybe we can find, oh, this fence.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Reconstruct the movement. Sherlock Holmes style, featuring Mr. Robert Downey Jr.
The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message, written
Start,
in the language
reverse,
burnt rubber.
turn. Go into your mind palace. I'm there.
Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. The driver started there.
Okay, so the driver was just breaking the fence so other people could go through. Do the Benny Cumber number whizzing meme.
And then accelerated straight into
We just
the
need a
fence,
filter for
left a hole
this. How
big
hard could
enough
it
for
be?
the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. Why
Bro-
that pang of guilt?
Pierogi Frenzy says, Bethesda has the energy of a kid who waited until the night before to start the project, got help from their parents, and barely got a passing grade, but brag about how well they did. Ah, yes. Good for
The hole
them,
in
too.
this fence doesn't look that huge.
This hole is not that impressive.
He was exaggerating. People blame cops for
Oh,
everything
so it's probably
that goes
me.
wrong in the world. This
Got
has
it.
nothing to do with you.
Okay, what happened next?
The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building. Before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
Is this connected to the case?
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez. With the jam right here on the roundabout, I would keep them separate.
You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there. See where they went. If you find the time.
A car drove through the fence.
You are correct.
Ah,
This
give me that
is
XP.
a rather motor carriage-friendly city.
Somehow that makes you feel scared.
All right, I got it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain. Okay, so we follow the track south. What's this? Some great tectonic force has cracked the pavement like an eggshell. Maybe a sea monster. The damage looks like it could have been caused by an earthquake. That seems more likely, but you never know.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
Uh-oh.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Got it. Probably a sea monster thing? I think so too. That seems like the more likely case. Just using Occam's sea monster razor. Lame Kim. Yeah, he doesn't even want to sit on a bench. What a lame-o. On an ancient fountain, it doesn't pump water anymore. There's a tree in it. Alright. Oh my gosh, we have so many people to question. My god. Tire tracks leading onto the roof. The slush and rain has almost washed them off. Aha! I want to notice that orange thing. Occam Sea Monster Razor. The simplest solution is always that a sea monster did it. I mean, they're very capable. They could do almost anything. It's true. Okay, before we go all the way over there. I'm shocked you chose to play this game, given how much dialogue and reading there is. It's all, or almost all of it is voiced, at least, so that does help. Broken window? Tibbs has windows! If you had a bag in your hand, perhaps you could collect these bottles and sell them.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible.
Look at the gum.
A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word.
Hey, Sam the Geek,
owner,
welcome. Says
written
Peter gets
on
to do
the
funny
other side,
voices, though.
With N and
Also, he
C
did do an AI
scribbled
dungeon special. That's
backwards.
true. That was a lot of reading. Okay, Anyuk, written on this other side with N and C scribbled
That's
backwards.
Kuno on the lens. backgrounds.
Ah, shift your focus to the
Under
background.
the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts, lanky weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross topping its tower. You know this to be the Star of Pericarnassus, or the Cairo, the central symbol of the Pericarnassian Church, a star, a great moral height to be strived towards.
Got it.
The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. Around the large wooden building, you see chunks of sea
Oh my
ice
gosh, we're
gathered
noticing
on the
so much
beach,
stuff.
and a small tent sets up on the ice.
A tent on the ice. Are we gonna go across there? Okay, pat the viewer.
The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic.
Vandalize it. I mean, no, vandalism. Tisk, tisk, tisk.
Probably some kids.
The lieutenant inspects the rigged slot. Alright. Well, we sort of saw something. Before we talk to this man... No, 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 no. You hear the distant squall of seabirds. My god, we must be near the ocean somehow. I'm gonna go look at this real quick. A splatter of bullet holes lines the wall. Okay, so this is a rough area. That looks like vomit. I don't know if I want to inspect that too closely. Oh no. A yellow plastic bag. Freet. We're gonna go look at this real quick. I want to look at things that I notice as a priority. Money. Hey man. Listen boy, I don't start trouble. I fix it. Okay. Noted. Oh, look, there's a little orange fish down there. Not bad. Keep up the good work, fish. Roundabout north. Is this going to be roundabout a different direction? Capeside Apartments, Martinez Pier. Oh my gosh, there's a lot to take in here. Let's talk to this child.
Hello,
Best
sir.
item. Keep it equipped
Start
almost
back
all
in.
the time.
Door is
Ah,
open.
good. Hello, I am the law. Hi. I'll say hi. I think we can be friendly to this child.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What's your name?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum.
Lets you
her
pick up
name is
bottles, which are
Patience.
somewhat
She
useful.
owns the store.
Interesting.
She's inside minding the register or organising the stock.
The girl gazes at the window, then suddenly jolts, her eyes wide as if recalling something.
Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
Okay.
Mhm.
Shouldn't you be at school or something?
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
Isn't, school is stupid. You're lucky not to be there.
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
How's the business going?
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
She looks over her shoulder.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Cursed? In what way?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
She's looking for the right word. Bankrupt. I'll finish the sentence for her. Rangwat says, well, as a police officer, I feel like we can report this as child labor, but IDK, maybe Martinez law isn't very strict on that. At least some kind of truancy here.
Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
That sounds rather serious. I should probably look into this. Narrow your eyes and look through the creaking boards on the window.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case. But I don't see much more to look into here.
Okay, Kim.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
How does this cursed manifest itself?
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist.
Oh my god, he's a
I liked
skeptic.
it
We're like
better
the
when we were
X-Files.
talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather.
But Kim, the plasmic... Fine, I'll show you.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir?
That's enough about the curse for now.
Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead.
Nope. This book has a rose, a pistol, and a half-naked dame on its cover. Wait, so Which item is going to let us pick up bottles? Our coupon? This postcard depicts an ill-advised residential area overlooking the Jamrock Quarter. Interesting. On the cover stands a very muscular man surrounded by flames. Okay, these are all books. Got it. It's a book about pate. This book, you don't really understand what it is about, nor does it seem important. That's how you know it's important. A book about culture. It promotes freedom and roaming upstream. The Freet Bag. Oh, let me see. Nope. Where am I? Oh, it's tools. That's why I didn't see it. The girl has some good conversations. This plastic bag has Freet written on it. Alright, well, we got the bag. It takes willpower to even read the author's name. Jan Kaus from Igaunia. Perfect pronunciation. Nailed it. Bottle collect. Oh wow, there's a lot of bottles, huh? I had no idea. I'm cleaning up this town. Kim, not a word. Oh my gosh.
This coin operated
we saw this
viewer
already.
is facing southwest. This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom in if necessary.
Let's do it. Pierogi Friendly says, I'm not telling you how to play, but there are more streaming-friendly ways to get 130 reals. Just
Why
saying.
place a
Good
tourist
to know.
attraction in the middle of such poverty?
What's a tourist attraction doing here?
There was a revitalization project in 49. The
Revitalization
design studio
project.
tried restoring Martinez to its pre-war glory. It didn't stick.
What
They got
happened?
as far as the street lamps and the statue on that
No, the
intersection.
bottles are worth
Then
it? Oh my
something
gosh,
went sour.
conflicting advice.
I suspect that something was Evrard Claire, the union leader. He muscled them out. It's how it usually goes around here.
Can't we do something about it?
We should have done something about the union 10 years ago. That ship has sailed officially.
Also, Disco Elysium has a streamer mode. I have enabled it to not use copyrighted music. Araka says, I don't remember much about playing this game, but I remember the bottles absolutely not being worth it. And Sam the Geek says, this guy is mumbling nonstop. Alright, insert a
Your
coin.
money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk. The ring of metal.
Let's see what's in the other side. The voice actor is Belgian. He can't help it. Ah.
The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry. Different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape, like a ghost.
Oh, Rengoet says, I forgot that it has that one copyrighted song. You're right, you're reminding me now. There's also a thing where people can, like, vote or something on decisions, right? I don't think we're going to do that, but, yeah, that's right. There is more to the streamer mode that I'm forgetting.
The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay.
Islet?
In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. A half-sunken sea fort. Its concrete almost reconquered by nature.
Wow, what happened here?
It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it. Its leaves ripped from it by the winter wind.
There are ruins of some kind of building there.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
The lieutenant takes off his glasses and cleans them. Hang in there,
The
little one.
brave birch tree seems to wave back in the wind.
Oh my god. We're gonna romance the birch tree. Lock it in. Oh my gosh, this place is huge. Okay, here's the deal. We're not picking up all the bottles. Just because I want us to, when we see an item, to know that it's something actually worth looking at. It's a shockingly big game! A lonely cormorant surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. Wow. Thanks, mean cormorant. Oh, there's something here. We got healing item. How do I... Oh, my yellow man mug, of course. Oh, okay, that's how you heal health. Now we know. Regwet says, listen, Piotr, if you give us the right to vote on every decision, we won't cause you to get shot, we swear. Well, that's very compelling. A garden hose. This won't be of use until the snow melts. Oh, there's some snow.
Hey, what's that noise down there?
Hey, what's that noise down there? Shut up. Go back in your house. Another splattering of bullet holes against this wall. An orange bum hat? Oh my gosh, my butt has been freezing. Let's put on that orange bum hat. +1 reaction speed, but -1 rhetoric, because we get bum brain. Nonetheless, it does look very good on me. Arrakis says, one of my favorite status effects you can get in the board game Tales of Arabian Nights is the other players vote and decide on all the choices you make. Oh boy. Seems chaotic. What have I done? I guess it's locked.
There must be another way into the building.
Why was that so loud? That was the loudest. That was so loud from him. Is that... Okay, let's make sure...
So much for a quiet smoke.
He sounds like, Oh, no, it's that girl. No. Leave those children alone. Oh, yeah, that bug, lol. That is quite a bug. It's okay.
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Why am I looking at this wall?
You have no clue. It's just a wall.
Kim really wanted you to know there's another way
So
into the
many
building.
walls
I guess
all over
so.
Martinez, weather-worn, cracked.
Alright. Alright, Wall, you win this round. Everybody locks their houses here. I hate it. Inside the frame of a motorcycle in repair and the tools used to disassemble it.
Hey, up here, piggo.
I mean, okay. There's a girl up there. Did she spill the paint? Hey.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue d'Esperance. You wait and see.
The girl stares at the sailboat by the pier.
The streets will not flow red with anything.
Yeah!
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Just answer some questions, okay?
Ask away, pigman. But I don't promise to answer.
Despite the sass, she puts the brush aside. Listen, just use that crowbar to break in. Warrants are a myth. Real cops just enter. Unfortunately, maybe they do. We just gotta find a sketchy judge to write us a warrant. You know, they exist. Despite the sass, blah 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 blah. You keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at? Let's start with low-key
The
questions here.
lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms.
Listen. She nods disdainfully toward the woman performing maintenance on the boat docked next to the pier. Say they had drugs or
Hatred,
something. We smelled
disgust.
drugs, so we had
It's
to use our
difficult
crowbar to
tell
break
which
inside.
Of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from Rivershaw. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez.
Who is she?
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing.
Kim, you know everybody, dude.
You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Boy, I don't know if I can be wacky, but I'll try my
Good
best.
idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to her zon.
Ranguet says, and as you can see, they only recently used some, oh, this white powder in my nose? No, that's sugar. Ooh, do you know anything about the recent murder?
I ain't no snitch. Pigstein.
It's pronounced
Go forth and
Pigsteen.
forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
All right, Cindy.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
What are you doing on the wall? Common mistake. I'm actually Pigstein's monster.
Can't you tell?
Nice.
I'm painting
Pigstein's
a beautiful
monster.
mural, an area
Sorry, I
of
was so committed to
detail
pronouncing it
visible from
Pigstein. I
low orbit.
completely obliterated that joke. Just absolutely ruined it.
I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
I have an opinion on this. Want to hear it?
Yeah?
I love public art. Don't mind us. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
You've lessened her desire to deface the building.
Excellent. Reverse psychology.
Watch your back, Ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Okay. Let's go talk to this lady. After the autosave. I don't want to go through this
A
door.
sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building. It's locked.
Knock.
The door rattles against your knuckles, but there's no response.
Knock again.
The door rattles again, but this time you hear an elderly woman's voice calling out from inside.
Sounds like crime. Bust in.
Stop banging on the door.
Sam the Geek
I've
says,
already
I am
seen
the one
more
who
strangers
knocks.
Inside.
Hold on. Who am I speaking to?
Doesn't matter who I am. Now go on. Get
This
out.
is the police. Open the door.
The police. Everyone knows the police don't come round here.
But I'm not joking. That sounds sad and a little bit desperate, but that's what we're doing.
No, I already told you. I won't be responsible for any more strangers getting into the building. Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
Aha!
Backyard door. There must be another entrance to the east.
Fascinating. Somebody else, huh? So there's other strangers getting let in. Yeah, any more strangers? Looks like there was construction here. Once. Decades ago. Oh, free boat. The belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. Docking reserved for residents. Okay. Your room in the Whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop. This is worth much more than you'll earn in all your life. Okay, we gotta scuttle this ship. Is this Mingus?
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat.
This is evil
smiling
Mingus.
as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good morning, officers. I'm Joyce.
Hello, Joyce.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Joyce L? What does the L stand for? Rangoat says, I say as Mingus was the ship captain of an industrial imperialist empire. True.
Clayton, my maiden name.
Her bony hand dangles from the sleeve of her oversized raincoat. RCM? What is that? I'm a little foggy here.
I meant you, the Revachol Citizens Militia, the police.
Shake her hand. Now is the perfect time to shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold. So maybe not evil Mingus, maybe just the same but different Mingus. I almost said the sake but different Mingus, which would have been
I was
incorrect.
dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame.
He
My
opens his
colleague
notebook.
will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You're on a boat. Kim is always so confident in you for no reason. I love Kim. He's my rock.
Why, yes I am.
She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
What do you mean, archipelago? Rangwet says, I love saying random shit with Joyce because she wants to indulge you, but Kim doesn't.
I mean, we are on Le Caillou, are we not?
She raises her brow. Caillou? I thought we were in Revachol.
We are. And the city of Revachol is on the island of Le Caillou.
Still, I haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle.
Thank you, Kim.
It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
See?
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
She's having a good time arguing against the law. Too good, perhaps.
Do you have a license for this boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
And Raka says, I just remembered maybe Kim is a car nerd. Good for
The
him.
crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
Does she have a name? The boat, I mean?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
I'm gonna name your boat right now.
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
Cool, but your boat really needs a name.
Okay. How about Cordelati 19?
The word
Why?
sloop is really fun to say. It is fun to say. When, gosh, I was in San Diego at the docks in Point Loma, and I saw a boat called the Freudian Sloop, which I think is a very good name for a boat.
Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
How about... That's very good. How about Dolores?
Why Dolores?
I just like the name for some reason.
Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you for the suggestion.
Must be a psychologist, very possibly. What kind of boat is it?
It's a pleasure craft.
A pleasure
A
craft.
19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing.
I bet I could run faster than
So
that
these
boat.
days I mainly use it for business.
How do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
Alt F4.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview.
This is a look into
It
Joyce's
has so
coldness
little
and
to do with
business-oriented
another way
nature.
investigating.
I really do.
All right, settle
the
down, Kim.
lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
I think I have a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
She takes a sip of her thermal cup. What can you tell me about this strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
What if I want to hear about trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
An octopus? I will slay it.
Good luck is only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own.
What the ma'am means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
By the way, everything she says is very important, IMO.
But
Oh
I am
no.
derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What is your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator.
Ooh, you must
In
be a good
practice,
person.
I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And it's very important that the boat isn't named Dolores. Agreed.
And how are the talks going?
We're gonna use the red paint from the little girl to paint the word Dolores on the side of the boat.
They're not.
Puzzle genius. Puzzle
That's the
solved.
problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago.
Negotiations?
After that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Tell me more about... this behemoth.
What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organization now.
Questionable. How were the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
Can I have your boat?
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3
No.
weeks ago. Yes,
Not a
in the
choice.
middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site. Like
Yeah,
the
but he's an
RCN.
extremely entertaining behemoth. I look forward to meeting him.
But the strike began in December.
He looks at his notes.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I
Negotiator.
took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
Oh, he brought like some popcorn and peanuts and like maybe a little hot dog and soda. Rangwat says, I wonder why they won't let the corporation or the corporate representative who openly tells law enforcement how much he hates the strikes in. I know, it is weird that they wouldn't want to talk to her.
This isn't the first time
How
the union has been on strike.
strange.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan.
God damn it.
This
They
time
got
their
medicine? I
demands are
hate
more,
that. For
I
them.
guess you could say, aggressive.
What happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it?
She pauses to compose herself. Lay it on me. Power through, Joyce. And healthcare?
Fuck off, midget.
Ah.
Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Where do I sign up? Okay then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator.
Negotiator.
Mr.
Mr. Clare has worked with before.
And who was more than fair with him and the union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
Oh, what are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
How are we gonna win her over? Seems like they have no idea about business.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy.
Demand democracy!
It's tame stuff compared to
I
every
really
worker,
hate
a
her
member
voice.
of the board.
What does that even mean?
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what? About anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its master.
Rengwat says she won't tell you what they really want now because it makes them look bad. She just wants to talk about other
Just so you
things.
understand, this is but one of 22 terminals.
This is but one of
owned by
22
Wild Pines.
terminals.
Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume
Not
that was
sure.
just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again.
Go on.
And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Well, Kim and I would be happy to offer our personal protection in exchange for one sweet boat named Dolores.
Excuse me.
Oh.
From whom did you hear about this lynching?
Yeah, we didn't say anything about a lynching.
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
Suspicious.
This checks out.
Tell me about this union boss, Mr. Clare.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
He can't be that bad.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye.
Noted.
He also talks exactly like Evrart does. And when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
Okay, Edgar has the lazy eye. Let's remember
It's how
that.
they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
Rangwat says, wait, that's an inconsistency. Reaction speed says that checks out for a character you haven't met yet. True. I was also kind of wondering about that, how that checked out. What about the Union itself, outside the Brothers Clare?
The Debardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act. But they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Debardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Evrart and his brother.
You say concessions so much, Joyce.
And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Debardeurs Union is...
Basically a socialist mob. I'm just gonna say what Kim said.
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers.
Did you know that inside of you there are 2 wolves? One more thing. You said something happened in the elections? Rangwat says, refreshingly honest. Doesn't feel refreshing when you're saying that about the Union you don't like. True.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Some kind of... And Rangwat says, or honest either. And Pierogi Frenzy says, speaking of professional negotiators, my toddler said she'll only do 1 sleep max tonight. Oh my gosh. Some kind of extortion, probably.
Indeed. The company suspects foul play.
And
but there's
Sand the Geek
nothing
says
they
Ava
could
is a
do.
fierce
It was a
negotiator.
union matter.
Ada, what is 1 sleep? You know, just 1.
The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen.
Hey,
around
Soul Foundry,
Claire's.
welcome. Says
Watch
Happy
out when you're
Wednesday
dealing with
stream.
him.
Thank you for your concern, man. We'll be just fine.
That's all I need here. Let's change topics.
Of course. How else can I
Oh
help?
my god. Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do.
Sand the Geek says, oh my
I'm
god, you have a
afraid I
toddler.
don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
Fine. What do they do?
The Pines' core competence
The Pines
is
core
logistics.
competence is logistics.
Container shipping, freight, that sort
Okay.
of thing. See those airships there, blinking?
And Pierogi Frenzy says
Those
she's
are the
3. She
shipping
talks in
side of
everything.
things.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually.
And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals
How
with
exciting.
energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo tribes. Companies awarded
Got
royal
it.
monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but
Soul
several
Foundry
of
says
the
I'm playing
Indo
Palia
tribes
on Switch and
remain.
obviously obsessed with Cyberpunk and Overwatch, but Palia is my new MMO obsession. I haven't heard of that game. How do you like it? I mean, obviously you're playing it and it's your obsession, but I'm not familiar with it. You're in good company, it seems.
Why, thank you.
She does not register the real meaning of the remark. How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
That's it? I thought Wild Pines was supposed to be big time.
And to think, there are years when the group books losses in the billions.
A wave hits the sloop. She grasps the mainstay for balance. Soul Foundry says, it's free and cute and free. Better than Sky IMO, but Sky sadly just has cosmetics going for them.
Walpines
Got it.
employs 72,000 people, all of whom have families that depend on their salaries.
Oh, you're their job
It is a tremendous
creators.
responsibility.
Where do they get all these billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and
Saruman?
Indian Eastlands 250 years
Hey,
ago,
Museput, welcome,
when
says the
pine ships
soundtrack
explored
man.
the South
Sublime. The
Sudanese
music
and
is pretty
charted
good.
Lormantanga
I know
on
I'm talking
behalf
over the
of
dialogue,
suzerain.
but I feel like we don't care that they started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Indus, and Iozolas. Soul Foundry says Polya at least has quests and home building.
Centuries of care,
Ah, love player
deliberation,
housing.
and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
What does such a huge system want with a place like this? And Rango says such great job creators, really noble of them, and not telling at all that they want to shut down the Union Party, giving its workers better pay and health care than them.
You mean aside from
Joyce is
being
the game's
terminal's
design
legal
doc,
owners,
basically.
who are responsible for moving 8%
I
of the world's
see.
cargo?
You don't keep, 8% of all cargo in the world? That's quite the endeavor indeed.
There are no minor
Thought
cogs in
game,
the
the
system.
15th Indo
Each
tribe.
terminal must
We'll have to
be
take a look at that
accounted for,
thought.
lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over.
I don't think the world's
going
gonna
to
be over.
Happen.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
What can you tell me about this lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid.
She falls silent for a moment, contemplating something.
The information I'm to
Yes.
share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57.
Rangoet says there are no minor cogs. She says the company is willing to lay off its workers the moment they join
And this is my colleague
union.
from Precinct 41.
Yeah. He waits for you to show your badge. Oh shoot, we don't have my badge. My badge? Yes, of course. My badge that I have on me.
He looks at you expectantly. Then it dawns on him.
I don't seem to have my badge, actually.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the
Oh
conversation.
no.
The woman doesn't like this
Oh
turn
no.
of events.
Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
Yes.
I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please.
We shouldn't tell her we were drinking. I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, nothing. Rangoet says I love this moment. Same as me. Kim's reaction I love.
Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond.
Just confess to the murder and we'll be on our way.
I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I
Yes.
sympathize. But I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
She's sympathetic to my amnesia, so let's figure out if we can negotiate my way out of this.
She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
Surely there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials. Looks at fingernails.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Like what?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before.
Now
to no
this
avail.
is real
Perhaps someone
policing.
with your authority and resources
Oh,
might
yeah.
turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, It sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse me for a moment, madam. My partner here is going to tell me not to do the thing that you just asked me to do. Yes, Kim.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman.
I thought it was going so well.
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
I feel like the game is not criticizing, but chastising me for being bad at the game.
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
What do you propose? That we don't investigate the drug trafficking?
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it.
We did do a bad
What
job,
I propose
though, here.
is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
That sounds good. Let's get back to her then. Hey,
You're
bub.
back. Good. What can I help you with?
Tell me about this alleged drug trafficking.
It's quite straightforward.
You're not bad at the
Using
game?
terminal
It's
P
this or
mark
wait and
raw
find your badge,
ingredients
and one
from
is
the
much more
Somali
likely and has a
Isla
quest
into
attached?
Revachol
Got it.
With the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Okay, Terminal B.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic
We
psychedelics.
did find meth.
Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
And you... Let me get this straight. The materials come from Samara to Revachol through the terminal?
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Got it.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
Sam the Geek says, every person with ADHD. You mean like this dextroamphetamine? Amphetamine? Yeah, I said that right. You want us to investigate.
Yes,
Move
but
on.
you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
The lorries.
Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers well beyond our grasp.
Grasp.
In transit, they're vulnerable.
Got it.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic
Oh, they
jam at
are,
the
that's
roundabout
right.
Just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
Got it.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
All right. I've made up my mind about the smuggling investigation.
Yes?
We'll take this case.
Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide
Oh my
open.
god.
I suspect the traffic jam won't disperse for a few more days. You should
Days?
have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
That's all for now.
Of course, Detective. Take care.
And you. Kim, we're going to a roundabout. Take your Dramamine, because things are going to get spinny. Ask about her money. We'll ask about her money when we come back. I don't think she's going to give us any. Sam the Geek says, I want to know why the traffic jam wasn't an accident. All traffic jams are manufactured. Something made a noise. But it might have been a diegetic noise. The book is titled Men from Hyumdal and the Wildfire. Araki says, this is so interesting because I didn't discover or talk to her until way later in the game. I did like every other thing you can do in this first area, basically. Listen, we have a depth-first approach to gaming that often takes us far from the starting node of adventures such as this. A sewer grate, a gateway to the river of filth. Oh, like that Billy Joel song. Oh, Narek says, I do too. I just started depthing in a different direction, I think. And Seven the Geek says, this is why you fail technical interviews? No, depth first search is great. Everybody loves it. If you believe that you're a lucky person, then you should do depth first search. And if you don't believe you're a lucky person, then just give up. Just, how are you going to succeed without luck on your side? That's what I think. Yoink. This does not feel like a lorry, but we could still look at this car. A foreign car. Araki says the best sorting algorithm is shuffling everything together randomly and hoping that it happens to be correct. If you're a lucky person, it's so fast. Oh, I like the, God, what is it? I think it's the Stalin sort, which is that you go through the list of items. I've talked about this on this stream before. You go through the list of items, and if something is not in sorted order, you delete it from the list until you have a sorted list at the end. And it's linear time. It's a very fast sorting algorithm. Looking for a lorry. That's very good. It's so efficient. You said Stalin sort? Yeah, it's the Stalin sort. Oh, this is the fence. Right, so we saw the traffic jam before, I feel. This is sort of a, kind of almost like a roundabout. Gunshot in the distance, exactly. You were just at the traffic jam. That was the traffic jam. Okay, you mean, oh, all these backed up cars? That's the traffic jam? I see. It's that right below you, I think. I think you're right. Autosave. Alright, let's talk to this man. Yeah, that's a man leaning against a truck. Seems likely. I suspect he's a lorry driver.
Woman does not greet you. She nods
where lorry means truck.
On her radio.
Oh, this main hub of the story? This?
And there is a warm smile.
This seems so familiar.
The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes, and food money.
Snap your fingers in front of her face. Excuse me, ma'am, I'd like to ask some questions.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Snap your fingers.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Snap your fingers twice.
Where am I? Who are you?
Like a magician recalling a subject from hypnosis, you've jolted her back to reality. Oh my god, it was the 2 snaps. That's what we needed.
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the wary aspect of a cornered beast.
I was actually hoping you could tell me that.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
What was so bad about the 50s? Think how much info you could get with 3 snaps. True. My god, it might be too powerful.
Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
Amber. Where else would you be then?
Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buendero.
Oh, I love him. He's a real Richard Burton type. A reference that I think you probably will also get.
Until you came along, that is.
The look she gives you is accusatory. I have some other questions for you. Police questions. No, let's be friends. Who's Gabriel?
This is Gabriel Buendero.
Good War is definitely a real name. And Pierogi Friendly says, oh, I just watched Where Eagles Dare. I have not actually seen that one.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
A picture of me.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
So I take it you were in Mesk when you were young, maybe last year or the year before? Because you are no more than a middle-aged woman, I say flatteringly.
Someone was.
She nods as though her meaning were perfectly clear. Someone? Are these not your memories? No. Yeah, okay.
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not? They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strange thought, as if the past will one day wipe the present away, like a tidal wave approaching.
Right. I have some other questions for you. Police questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
She settles back against the railing of her motor lorry. Behind her, mountains of memorabilia, photos, and knickknacks line the dashboard.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
Show me the soles of your boots.
Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff?
Please, help me out here. It's not important.
Please? I think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are not Gabriel. Gabriel doesn't say please.
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots, made of black leather. Buckles run across. The sole is also made of leather.
Now the other one, please.
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
There's no aberration in the pattern that you can see. She puts her foot down.
Moreover, the boots were size 37. Tiny. There are too many discrepancies in all this. Another discrepancy, although not boot-related, is the coronation of His Innocence, Franco Negro, which happened 500 years ago.
I'm gonna just turn to Kim on this one. She's not odd soul. These are not the boots that made the prince.
I could have told you that from just looking at them. A size is 37.
Well, your size is getting on my nerves, Kim, so shush.
The feet of a little girl, they fit well on the pedals.
Let's lead up to this line about the drugs. Owned by Kim. Yeah, I did get a little bit wrecked. What are you hauling there?
Diamonds.
Diamonds? Really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
Charming. What are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
I guess that makes sense. Minding your own business.
Of course it does. What did you expect?
You seem like a woman who knows a thing or two about drugs.
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, not...
How early on are we? Do you know your own name yet? I don't know, but I'm working on it. Oh, that reminds me. After this conversation, we have to do the little new thought that we got talking to Joyce. Where could I get my hands on an experience like that?
If you don't know...
Yeah.
Maybe if she thought you're corrupt.
I wanted to ask if you'd be interested in... Look, I'm hip. I'm going to use all the street lingo because I can tell that you're hip too. Would you be interested in smuggling some drugs? Pierogi Friendly says the thought from Joyce is very, very good.
Why
Okay.
would I want to do that?
I don't know, the thrill of the criminal lifestyle.
Lowman, what in the name of God are you talking about?
Let me put this another way. This is some ace police work right here. Are you smuggling drugs through Terminal B?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
how can you not know what you're hauling in your own lorry?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiris to Grat, on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiris to Grat?
What a Columbo! Yeah, really killing it here. I don't know, that's why I'm asking you.
It's diamonds, Lowman, obviously.
Diamonds again. Listen, you're going to jail. If you had to guess, what do you think is... she doesn't care. If you had to guess... No, we're gonna be tough with her, because she likes tough guy Guillaume, or whatever his name is. I didn't ask about the diamonds, did I? I don't care about that.
Diamonds are good for you, Lowman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras.
If you had to guess, who do you think is smuggling drugs around here?
Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet.
Oh.
Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
Okay, potentially useful, but probably not.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Alright, well if you're not involved with the drug trafficking, then why are you still waiting here?
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the filters of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree.
Agreed.
Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
Alright, Kim. Thanks.
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back.
Why
to
are you at your car in a traffic jam? You must be a smuggler. Got her. Oh, look, there's a thing to notice. Oh, wait, before I forget. The 15th Indo tribe. Wild Pines, Feld, Kupri, blah blah blah. Names of Ravacholian Indo tribes spring into your head, set loose at the mention of Wild Pines. Okay, but isn't one missing? There were only 14. Then why do you feel like there was a 15th Indo tribe? Yeah, we'll work on that. And you know what? Give me Guillaume Le Million. I said I wasn't gonna use it, but I am. Am I not? I'm not. Just having a little bit of a struggle with his menu. Ah, Guillaume, internalize it. No? Oh, it's happening. I thought it was the Jamais Vu. Oh, okay. No! Too late, Guillaume. We should have done it from the beginning. The song by BTS? The high slots cost ya? I see. Yeah, what do they cost me, though? Unclear. I'm sure we'll find out.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island.
Same skill points as your level ups? Oh, bummer.
It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods.
Who is this?
A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings."
You're gonna want to open them all up anyway?
Son
Got it.
of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane. Not a good track record of mental health in that family.
What did this king do? Let me use my Encyclopedia Brown brain.
Even by the standards of the Philippian
Wait, you had to
kings,
ask a question
old
to read the
sumptuous
plaque?
Philip was
Apparently
known for
so.
his profligacy.
In what way?
Well, he blew through the whole
Unless you don't want
national
to
treasury,
be stuff like Apocalypse
starting the
Cop or
decline
Disco Cop.
of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol.
Got it.
His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy. During the
God, I'm learning a lot of
Anti-Centennial
words playing this game.
Revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola.
How did he manage to blow through the entire national treasury?
Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable
Krugerrands.
Krugerrands, bars of gold.
And half
ornate
these words are
weaponry,
fictional?
armor,
Got it.
And various
There are a lot of
chalices.
proper nouns in there. For me, it was maladministration, which, from context and, you know, pieces of the word, I know what it means, but I did not realize was a word.
He called it the Sol Aurum. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon. Instead of a bed, like a
Anticentennial is definitely a correct construct, if not really useful. Anticentennial.
The man certainly knew how to live.
Oh, my necktie's here. Pierogi Friend says, suzerainty is a real word. Funnily enough, I learned it from another video game. What video game did also use that word? My goodness. The king is the king. I would like to sleep on gold, hustler style.
But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction.
The what now?
You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasure.
I also don't know what it means, Rango
and
S.
ceremonial weaponry.
Humankind! Ah, an
An
off-brand civ.
of nose candy.
That is... So he was addicted to nose candy, a bloated druggie?
That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later. Right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains.
Where's he buried now, just in case? There's Krugerrands.
waters
OMG,
of
he's
the
just like
Insolentian
us.
Bay,
Oh, people in
thrown
the
there
past
by
were
the
just like us,
revolutionaries
sleeping on
after
gold
they
and
cleaned
snorting
out the royal
Krugerrands.
mausoleum. The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships. During the
It's a
turn of
country
the
which has its
century
foreign policy
revolution,
controlled by another
when
country,
Martinez
like
was
Andorra.
leveled.
Oh, weird.
Most historians think the coalition's
Suzerain is a
hasty
feudal
landing
overlord, or like when
may have
one
ultimately
suzerain,
saved
when
the
one
statue.
state has control over an
If
internally
communards
autonomous
had more
state.
time, they would have reduced it
Is it
up to even finer
different
pieces.
from a protectorate? I guess it is. A protectorate is like militarily speaking a similar concept, perhaps. Who restored the monument?
Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the
Got
most
it.
wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city.
That is funny.
The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit.
Man, I really don't get art.
Neither do people in Martinez. The statue has proved to be controversial in a neighborhood mostly populated by the left-leaning working class.
No doubt.
Philip III.
Oh,
the
I got
squanderer,
experience for that.
However, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi
Pierogi
polloi
Frenzy says,
think
because I didn't get the
death.
ChatGPT/Wikipedia as fast as Sam and Muse would. Ah, yes. If you're on the internet, you gotta be able to access those resources quickly. Little loop. A bold slogan: Humanox covers the truck. Almost like a minotaur. What could it mean? Oh! +1 physical instrument. Oh my god. Oh, but my... Boy, I do not look good. Let's keep... I like having conceptualization, actually. Definitely not robbery there. No. Okay, I'm looking for a skinny man. Coins. Can I not? Is this man off limits? I'm in debt. No, I don't want to see... Let's poke around here just another second. Also needs to be visible from the other woman. Yeah, you're right. Maybe if we go down here? That's a good point, actually. She should be able to see through this clear truck that I guess was carrying ponies or something before. Pony truck? Ruins full of snow. No one lives here anymore. Oh. Wait, was there a man? Aha! Don't mind me, PB, but I'm shivering with rage and anticipation. I'm sorry. I don't know how to play games. We just gotta get over there. My friend.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler.
The man mutters to himself, accenting the beats as he
A
goes.
simple little cadence. He
See?
seems to be making
Conceptualization.
it up as he goes.
Let's keep listening. Oh, he thinks he's a poet. He thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet.
From another planet.
Tommy the man.
Hey there.
What's going on here?
It's the jam, my man.
It's the jam, my man. He motions toward the sprawl of lorries with a sweeping gesture. What's the jam?
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days.
Limbo, huh?
Upon days.
Oh, sorry. You weren't finished. Limbo, huh? So that's where I am.
Yeah, exactly.
It's official. He too agrees. This is the antechamber of the afterlife.
So how long have you been here?
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Mazout?
Mazout is an
Half of the
antiquated
exclamations
term
are from
for
Margs.
heavy
Ah,
fuel
got
oils.
it.
This man has a barely suppressed performative streak, or he just likes unusual words, or both.
You know what? He doesn't want to be appreciated. Look, I know this man. I don't know this man, but I know this man. This is a man who, if I say I dig your style, that's not what he wants. He wants me to not get it so he can explain it to me. And for that reason, I will say extravagantly phrased, but I can roll with it.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
Welcome to a real RPG. Oh my god. Oh, Ringwood says you came from Skyrim, so I kind of guessed that. Welcome to a real RPG.
Behind the laugh, however, a touch of sorrow.
Oh my god.
So tell me, what do you need?
What are you hauling?
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Charming.
Time to arrest him.
Okay. What are you actually hauling?
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo.
That man kind of looks like Nicolas
Mostly
Cage.
sporting
Oh my
goods,
god, he kind of
tracksuits
does.
And that kind of thing.
Hire that man.
They usually get shipped to Grodd in the Occident. They'll
Shave
even
your
make
hair
me
into
headway
a
in the
little bit more of a
Ilma market lately.
widow's peak, and you've got a job in Hollywood, my friend. Could I get one of those tracksuits you're hauling?
We're pals and all.
Oh
but
yeah.
I can't just freely
Ooh,
hand
get a
out the
tracksuit?
merchandise.
Definitely.
The bosses won't be happy.
Regwat says, kind of. Disco Elysium is actually very simple gameplay-wise, but it's got a strong connection between stats and story. I do like that all of our stats, all of our skills are kind of dialogue characters. That's a pretty fun angle. Oh, come on. Come on. That's your machine behind
This
you,
rockin'
huh?
beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of.
Huh. Been
You
there.
interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
Yeah.
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou
Oh my
and
god.
neighboring islands.
My
This
encyclopedia
one looks
brown
roughed up
skill is
enough to be
killing
some
it here.
sort of found rust bucket. Maybe the A6.
Yeah, that's a Falcon A6 you got there, isn't it?
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together.
So, you selling drugs, my friend? Tommy?
There it is again. A little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks he's spent too long in this lorry.
Use Desitin for stubborn bum rashes? True. And so, nothing illegal then?
Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
They did. You're going to jail. All right, I have another
The man
question.
taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Tell me... know about that dead man? The one playing behind the hostel there?
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for.
Diaper rash.
Otherwise,
Got
I
it.
haven't really asked about that.
I see.
Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy.
Yeah.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Oh, busy with what?
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs.
You could just choose sad or despondent. They mean almost the same thing. What's your conclusion?
A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees.
Tell me more about the strike.
It's like whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out.
What's the union demanding?
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on.
Giant Spatcher says, I missed an hour and a half and now I will never catch up on the plot. You actually may not be in such trouble as you think. Scroll to see new messages, please. What happened? We met a company rep who's in town because there's a strike. And she said, we think that the union is moving drugs and obviously wants to use that against them. So she's asked us to figure out where the drugs are coming from. And then she'll give us some information, presumably. Right now, there's a traffic jam in town caused by the strikers, and we are talking to the lorry drivers because we think one of them is involved in the drug trade. This man seems like he's keeping his nose clean, and there was a crazy old lady. You're basically caught up. And Giant Spider says, my crazy neighbor's name is Joyce. It's a good crazy people name. Have you spoken with Kuno yet, or do you still have that wonder in store? Oh God, I had the sincere displeasure of speaking to Kuno in the first stream. Maybe it's the same Joyce. True. What do you think the company wants?
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
All right.
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise.
Sure.
I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do.
Of course. All of who? Giant Spatcher says, I would believe it's the same Joyce. She's also on a fancy boat.
Camioners.
Kuno has hidden depths?
Still hang
I
around
don't
here
want to talk to
waiting for this
Kuno.
mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not that I blame them, really.
I can help you with one of those things. Not you? And Araka says, oh, I love Kuno. Oh, I can't stand him. Oh, Rangoet has a better, I'm not going to read the whole thing out because it's a little long, but it's a much better summary of what has happened.
Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is
Museput says there's so much in this game that will bring you to tears if you let it. It really is beautiful.
Thinking, reflecting, observing.
I think we got to go for it. What do you see in his eyes?
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
All right, we failed, but we can maybe still do it. Nope, these feel like not winning options. And Museput says, I'm also a huge sucker, though. Oh. And Giant Spatch says, my neighbor Joyce just stabs other people's packages in the mailroom with scissors. Maybe she's looking for drug trafficking. Brogan Friend says, wow, what the fuck? Yeah, it seems kind of effed up. You should get, like a package full of rocks to defeat the scissors. All right, let's see. Hey, Tommy, spill the beans. What's troubling you?
Man, nothing's troubling me. Just the usual Lorman tropes and hopes.
Ooh, tropes and hopes.
Rhymes. This jam ain't helping either.
That all the beans you got, Tommy? Damn, it really is hard to talk.
Bummer. We effed it up.
To man.
Giant Spatch says, I've thought about it, TVH. You know what? You seem like a man who knows about... He doesn't know about the drugs. He doesn't know.
Don't be a stranger.
All right, Tommy. I may have more questions for you later. Goods from the lorry haphazardly litter the surroundings. Hey, man.
Welcome to Ivashan.
Oh, a racist lorry driver. It's some real nominative determinism there that he ended up driving a truck. Okay. Giant Spatch says, my Joyce was an elementary school principal. Same thing. Oh, so is this Joyce? So is this Joyce. She works for a company who are trying to get in everybody's business. Got it. I read that out of order. Hey, I know Revachol. That's where we are.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a
I
3,000-year-old
see.
racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago.
Pierogi Frenzy says, someone stole the cylinder from my apartment building's front door lock. They just left the wires hanging out. You had to grab them to complete the circuit. Just 5 volts. I don't want any number of volts going through me to open the door. Gotta get that valuable cylinder. Jeez.
Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
You know what? Say nothing.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone.
Sam the
to
Geek
climb
says, I'll
out
lick
of
them
this post-war
closed.
limbo.
Perfect. So we are in limbo.
Oh, come on, man. I just said, welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
Oh, I'm gonna show him my racist mug, and then I'll become his friend.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see,
Kim.
I'm an officer of the
Kim, simmer
RCM.
down.
It's actually my job to make sure you behave.
Kim.
I would advise you to remember that.
Kim, you're off the case.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense.
Hey, check out this racist mug, you guys.
Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Rangwet says, that randomly reminds me in Space Station 13, when you open a maintenance panel as well, a choice to use tools, you can bite them. Seems bad to bite electricity. Biting is always an option. You know, that's an understated. That's an underappreciated concept. Yes, you're right. Biting is always an option. If things get tough, you can always bite somebody, and something different will happen from what's happening right then. Okay. Fucking A, Kim. I've got your back. Yeah. I mean, Kim doesn't know anything, but fine.
You two make a cute couple. You know that.
That's it. I'm kissing Kim. Ringwood says, I wanted it to repair something. It worked, unlike my heart soon after.
Exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Okay, we simmered down Kim successfully. Now that that's settled, we have a couple of questions.
Whatever you say, officers.
He waits impassively, cigarette smoldering between his fingers.
You could ask him to show you the soles of his boots. He definitely looks like someone capable of a lynching.
Oh, I found this
Maybe
mug
he
in the
was present.
trash. Yours? Oh my god, we actually can use the racist mug.
Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. I haven't seen anything that funny in a while.
Is it yours?
God man. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
Let's see the soles of your boots.
Been admiring the stompers, huh?
He lifts the left
Sure
foot, then
thing.
the right.
Check them out.
On the bottom of the man's boots, you see an intricate tangle of treads with no immediately discernible pattern.
What's up with your soles?
It's Revachol.
Where'd you get boots like that?
Custom made. Cost me a pretty penny.
But why?
For when the invasion comes. The last thing they'll see before the lights go out is illustrious Revachol.
It doesn't look like the lieutenant cares. He just makes a little note.
You understand you're stomping on Revachol every day, don't you?
No, it's not like that. You don't get it.
Ah.
It's when I kick them, you know? Oh, fuck it, it's too complex for you.
Well, what are you hauling?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo.
Cargo!
But, the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up?
Apples.
Apples?
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other
What a
questions?
lovely man. Very
He's given
charming.
you the runaround. Let's be honest. You were bested.
Shoot. Well, god damn it. What was that argument all about?
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races.
Giant Spot just says the first thing I learn how to say in a new language is fuck it, it's too complicated for you. Gotta be able to condescend to people.
Not the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Hey man, I get it. Someone has to be the unpopular guy.
I'm not the only one. Look, I've read books. The science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people don't want to accept it.
Your Frenchness seems to come and go.
People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
What else have you thought of? Do I want to entertain this man's... I don't know how to say any of those words, Rengoet, but some Polish, presumably. Oh, fuck it, it's too complicated for you. I got it. Giant Spider says, someone has to be the unpopular guy. Is that why you started a Twitch channel? Oh, yeah! Oh, roasted, but yes, that is. And Rengoet says, you say that, but you refuse to elaborate or back up anything you say. You know what? We're good here. I've made up my mind. Want to hear it?
Oh?
He seems mildly disappointed that you won't want to hear more of his lecture. I'd rather talk about something else.
Go right ahead. You may be a cop, but that won't help you.
I'm just gonna step around that particular minefield.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi's stern expression remains unchanged, but you sense something there.
Oh,
below.
Kim does not like me anymore. Oh, Pierogi Frenzy has redeemed today's featured hero clicks. Let's take a look. Bam, bam, ba, bam, ba, bam, bam, ba, bam. We got a slightly different, bam, cool. Today's featured hero clicks, which I hope is in focus. Let me just get us. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Is Crossbones. Bam, you can see it says Crossbones. And you might be thinking, wow, we don't have a magnifying glass in the shot anymore. And you would be mistaken. The magnifying glass is still here. It's just not in frame anymore. Bam! Anyway, this is Crossbones. He is briefly in... Is he a police officer? He is not. He's a bad guy. So he could be a police officer. No, he's a bad guy. And he's actually in one of... I think he's in Avengers, the first Marvel Avengers movie. But he doesn't look like this in the movie. They use the character, but they put him in a totally different costume. Giant Spatula says, OMG, my R train is here. Bye! Alright, we'll see you later, Giant Spatula. Good luck on your commute. But anyway, I like this guy. He's pretty dope. He's got a big minigun, which I'm always a fan of. Captain America Civil War. Oh, is that the one he was in? Yes, it was that one. You're right. At the beginning, when they're in the marketplace and he throws the bomb and uses the shield and everything. Anyway, yes, Crossbones was in that one. I like this costume better because he literally has crossed bones on his shirt. And no sleeves, but gloves. So, you know, too hot for sleeves, but not too hot for gloves. And obviously the minigun, as already covered, is pretty dope. Let's compare this man to our standard size Karen just to get an idea of his scale. Look how good the standard size Karen looks on this new cam. Nice. Okay, let's see. I mean, I think that this one is probably pretty obvious. But as you can see, Crossbones is a little bit taller than our standard size Karen usually is. Always is a little bit taller than our standard size Karen. So we can interpret him to be a big guy. Crucially, Crossbones, infuriatingly, is 79 points, which is just a very annoying number of points to be. And also, he is today's featured hero clicks. So, now you know. Bam. Nope, that didn't do anything. I'm not in studio mode anymore. Bam. Good. Okay. We need someone worth 69 points. There must be somebody... Wait, I'm going to do a quick check in the desk real quick. But probably it's going to be an older hero clicks would be worth... Oh, I dropped the controller. Would be worth 69 points. Dun 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 dun. I got 59. 20, 82. 52. Somebody's got to be 69. Maybe not somebody here, though. I might have to go further afield. Wait, wasn't, the Batman we saw yesterday, he wasn't worth 69, was he? No, I would have remembered that. 54. This is a good use of stream time. Just all right. We'll take a look before next time and see if we can bring somebody worth 69 on, because that seems like a worthy quest to undertake here. Somebody's got to be worth 69. Oh wait. Oh wait. I swear I saw one just the other day because I remember thinking that. Ah, well, we'll find it another time. The best quest. Yeah, we'll work it out. Anyway, let's talk to this racist guy.
Not a lot of moral fiber on this one.
Oh wait,
yet,
where's my
he thinks, wriggled out of it.
controller?
What happened? Did your balls shrink?
Ah.
You had plenty of chances to get off this road, but no. You let this guy keep talking. Then, when the time came to make your choice, you tried to split the difference. Weak.
Well, whatever. You're a lorryman, right? This always happens to me in these games. Especially, like, because I'm trying to question these people, so I don't want to piss them off. But, man, you're a lorryman, right? What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
He takes a long drag on his cigarette. Very ironic. Why not?
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza. Safri.
Oh, racism.
Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us.
Piotr is
in
getting
the
judged hard. I
manufacturing
am.
sector.
This happens a lot to me in these games, though.
They know they can't beat us.
I
in
gotta
a fair
try to
fight.
not make everybody
So
happy.
They have to get us to.
'Cause the thing
weaken
is, like,
ourselves somehow.
I don't want to
It's
listen to his
racial
racist
sabotage.
garbage.
Racial economic sabotage.
In like some really mainstream RPGs, that's the way to do it, right? Is you just try to kind of be friends with everybody you talk to and kind of get along a little bit with everybody. But in this particular game is a little bit higher brow, and it does not work to just sit on the fence constantly. Press F to be racist. Listen, I agree. It's our responsibility to keep this poison off the streets of Revachol, right? You didn't make the worst choice. It's hard. There are ups and downs to most.
He eyes you wearily, unsure how to respond. This goes on for about 2 seconds. Then,
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Then why are you still hanging around here? Most of the other communiers have left.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
there was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
I did see one lorry with the trailer doors open on my way here. Do you know what happened? Also, if you're down for racism after Kim questions you, you can say you were doing undercover stuff. I
Yeah,
see.
I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some Kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it.
Oh, jeez.
Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
Bad for him, I guess.
It's a fucking travesty is what it is.
If it's not you, then who's running drugs through Terminal B?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang. That beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
We gotta check out this truck, and then we'll talk to
He's a
Sam.
Samaran guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman.
Sealang.
Really, he's just selling his employer stuff. Stuff he stole after he broke the seals on his human ox lorry.
Where do I find him?
Just follow the smell. It smells like apricot
Sealang's
and
VA
oil
is amazing.
when
Okay,
you're
I'm excited.
nearby.
Yes, yes. Where is
Except your undercover is not as informative as Ron Stallworth's undercover work. Ron Stallworth.
Looks
I'm
like,
not familiar with that
I
reference.
offended your partner there. Too bad. Sealang's usually a little bit south of here, near the canal. You can't miss him. Just watch yourselves. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, all right? 100%.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Well, I guess we've got to pay him a visit then.
Guess so.
We're done. God damn it. He was a black police officer in the 70s who joined the KKK via phone pretending to be a mega racist. That's pretty dope, actually. Who are you?
the RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with?
Later! I'm looking for a... Okay, he's usually hanging out south of here. Didn't they make a movie about him? Ah, a recent film called Black Klansman was made about him. I see! That was recommended to me before. I haven't seen it, though. North is not south? Is this not south? Okay, so I'm thinking that we're in an isometric thing, and so it's north, south, east, west. That doesn't work because we're mirrored, but basically, let me do it with the mouse. That this would be west and this would be south. But perhaps up is north? Down is south?
Life doesn't need to be a struggle.
Rangwat says I need to watch it sometime. It looks very good.
I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to Angry Hard René first.
I will later. South is not north. True. Oh, they told us which door was which. So perhaps south is this other south. Lower left, got it. Okay, yeah, that sounds right. We've kind of been in here. Oh, wait, who's this? But not here? Got it. From the whirling in rags. Got it. Piotr confused by direction due to having a weird idea of south. South should be lower left. That's not a weird... That's where I was going, no? Look, so if I'm at the whirling in rags, and then I go south, this is my south. To me. The other way that south could be would be down.
You see a Cimarron street vendor surrounded.
Keep going, there. Just follow the road. It's a driver. Right.
When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin.
Lay it on me.
The name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Cool.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here.
What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer.
Yeah?
You're very cool.
He makes
bang, 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 bang.
He makes both hands into finger pistols and fires a few finger bullets into the air. You think I'm cool?
Oh, yes. You got style. You got personal style. You know what you like.
He surveys his consumerist kingdom with an air of satisfaction.
You like premium menswear. Look around and browse. Everything looks cool on a guy like you. Take your time.
Don't be distracted by the flattery and funny man act. Questions.
Where are you from, Seal? Ah, that's rude. What's your stance on drugs? Much less rude.
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
I'm super into drugs.
That's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly, I don't have any drugs on sale.
Ringwat says
or at my home, or on my person.
Ringwat says, I hope you get lucky enough to find the children's sunglasses. We're looking for a lorry driver who's transporting drugs out of the harbor.
That's even cooler. You investigating that and all. But, I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
I see.
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't know better.
But you are a lorryman. Another driver has identified you and your lorry.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. I'm...
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man.
This is a very passionate man, obviously. I admire his passion, frankly.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
What do you know about... Stop squirming. What do you know about the drug operation at the harbor?
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd. You know, the drug crowd.
All right. If you don't know, then I'll tell your employer you've been selling his stuff.
No use. He's not telling us. He's too afraid. We need to take him to my station and ask him there. After we've...
Oh, Kim's in on it. Kim, you're killing it.
Okay, look. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up.
If you don't want to get into this mess, you have to give us your reason to move on.
It's a she, okay? The drivers call her the lady driver.
Oh my God, it's
So
the old
better
lady.
off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Is the lady driver the old woman?
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
We know something
Could
anyway.
be. She was strange.
Who are these other drivers who talk?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Sealang, we've been cool this whole time. Don't even worry about it.
Who exactly is talking about
Oh,
this lady
sorry.
driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
All right, we're cool.
All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
I love that idea, but here's another idea. You, give me money.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember.
You know, I got this. You seem like a really successful entrepreneur. Would you like to support a member of your local police force?
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
After all this mess, the broken seals, lying to you,
Think of it as an investment.
An investment? What kind of investment?
This is definitely a person who we should be begging money from. Definitely not a poor working class man. Look, I'm soliciting a bribe. It's extortion.
or you could not make this about corruption and go with something even wilder.
It's an investment in your customer base. Gotta prime the pump, man.
Fair point. You can't have a successful business without a loyal customer base. How much is your loyalty worth?
10 real.
10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man.
I'll look around, thanks. Alright, that was pretty shady, but we got what we needed, which was information and $10. Helpline to the company that controls. Good job, you successfully scammed a guy. Hot air rises up from the sewer. Delicious. Love to breathe that sewer air.
There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in a small box.
You can literally shoot a kid. Scamming Sealang is not shady. Got it.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
Let me try these shades on. It's the sunglasses.
These are hideous. What's more, they
No,
don't even
that's
fit your
perfect.
face. You can feel them pinching your nose and chafing against your brow.
Damn, officer. You look like a mega secret spy. Very secret.
Oh, we gotta get the narc
They're
shades.
practically made for you. I'll let you have them for 2 real and 50 cents.
We're still turning a profit.
No, you are definitely not buying those.
Don't tell me what to do, Kim. I like these sunglasses.
No, I can't. We can't walk around with you looking like this. Okay, fine. Go ahead. If you want to look like a walking midlife crisis, then who am I to interfere?
Shades of self-destruction. +1 electrochemistry, -1 logic. Oh, we need the logic, though. Rummage through the
These
box.
are all boring. Boring third-rate ho-hum sunglasses made of cheap Syrahese plastic. The kind of plastic that melts in the sun. Those UV stickers are almost certainly just there for the show. If anything, these lenses probably direct more UV light into your pupils.
Electrochemistry is so good, though.
Magnifier.
But that's not really
These
what
are
we've
all
spec'd
first-rate
into.
Sunglasses. Premium design, super material, very cool, UV resistant. These will definitely keep your eyes safe and cool while doing your dangerous police work.
Maybe we can find some interesting sunglasses in the box.
No.
No.
All you find is this lime-colored cellophane visor, produced by a bargain sportswear brand called Amphibian, apparently.
I'll take
There's
the
a
gambling
well-formed
visor.
green frog on its bent cap.
Oh, that visor is perfect for you, officer. It'll definitely keep the sun out of your eyes while you're shooting criminals. Bang, bang! And all for a mere 6 real.
Kim, are firefights something we should be prepared for?
I hope not.
You don't like it? Sure, Square Joe. No problem. Let's get you some real shades.
No. I'll take the sports visor.
Sporty and practical, officer. Good choice.
Thank you. Because it's going to up my perception, which is in my wheelhouse here. I think. No, it isn't. But we did put a point in it. We are now Frog Detective. Oh, yeah! Oh, hell yes! Ah, that's excellent. And why did I still want my shirt? Oh, because it gives me more conceptualization. Yeah. And I lost my hat that made me lose bum brain? Okay. Hey, Giant Spatcha says, I've emerged safely from the subway. We bought one of those plastic green visors. That's basically what has happened in the meantime. But glad to hear. Actually, you know what? With the acquisition of our new visor here, this is probably the perfect time to wrap up. Let's call it here, and we'll be back tomorrow with some more of this. We'll just pick up right where we left off. Bam, save that game. Cool, yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Easy enough. Man, oh man. Lots of fun. Really enjoying this game. If you watched any of this live tonight, thank you so much for watching live. Thanks for hanging out as we went through some long conversations. By the way, you bought a green visor in the middle of winter in the game. It's fine. And if you watch this as a recording or on YouTube, thank you so much for watching that way too. And until next time, I will see you later.